Hello, it's Shanique here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the settings that I put in place using Jobber as my CRM system to help me avoid getting ghosted by potential clients, whether that be in the invoicing stage where you're inquiring or the client's inquiring, or after you've done a booking, you've done a client, you clean for a client, and you want obviously a reoccurring client and they ghost you after that. And what's the worst outcome when it comes to ghosting is one, you don't get a client, but two, you don't get data to help your business grow. Even if you get a no or not right now, at least you get to understand why a potential client is not going to work with you, or it or even the disconnect as to maybe there's a misunderstanding, or maybe it's your marketing, maybe it's the messaging, maybe it's you just not being able to get in touch with them, hence why they've ghosted you. You don't want to take ghosting for a normal. You want to at least get some kind of response. A yes is your ideal, the primary, and you want to be able to set up your business in regards to impressing your clients and that they're happy to work with you continuously. But even if it's a no or not right now, at least you get some kind of data to maneuver, switch, tweak certain areas in your business so that you can turn more no's into yeses. So I'm going to share with you three things that I put in place in my business to avoid any ghosting or get any no responses. I rather a rejection than a ghost. Okay. So, and when you sign up for Jobber, I have the grow plan. So depending on what plan you have the certain features. You could definitely check the link in my description box and try Jobber for free and try out the growth plan or the grow plan. So you get all the features, but again, you get to see how that works out for you and your business. But let's figure out how that looks like so that you do not get ghosted anymore in your business by using these settings. So when you get into create your profile, you go into your settings here. You're going to go to settings. Then you're going to go to this sidebar here and it says emails and text messages. So the first thing that I always have in place is my quote follow-up system, right? Automatically notifies a client to respond to a quote. So oftentimes you probably send it a quote, you maybe have one follow-up and then that's it. With Jobber, you can set up to two follow-up emails or text messages. And you already know email is great, but text messages, everyone has their phone in their hand. And with the Grow plan, you get to have in app text messages. So your client or potential client is going to see that quote pop up and then the reminders. So you obviously want to toggle it on, and then you get the option to edit that message. Jobber does a really good job of having a template already, but I've customized it with additional information. So you're going to see here, following up on a quote, and then this is on the right side of the screen. You're going to see how it looks like, right? And it's going to auto-populate the client's name, and then it's just going to say we just wanted to send a quick note to see if you had a chance to look over the quote we sent recently. We are happy to answer any questions you might have. We're excited to work with you. And you have the opportunity to update this as well. If it doesn't work out, maybe you notice that there isn't any response back, and you get to update that, putting into a question form. And that's going to look different for everyone. And if you notice that people are not responding, you could tweak this as well. But again, Jobber has a automatic template that you can work with, and then should you want to update it, add any more, you can do so as well. And if you can see here, you see the schedule. So when do I want it to be sent? And then you're going to see here via the email option and the text message option. So right now I have it as follow up 2 days after quote. I'm actually going to put it to 1 day. I want to be able to get the turnaround or the answer as soon as possible. So when it comes, especially when it comes to residential, because residential turnover is a little bit more faster, where commercial, like this is going to be a huge benefit because it's automatic. But then you also want to do a few more like email follow-ups, which you can obviously do as well within Jobber. So this follow-up, I'm going to put it up to 1 day after quote. And then if there is no response, whether it be a rejection or exception, how much days after, I'm going to keep it to 3. because between the 1 and the 3 days, I have a team to call them. And if I haven't been able to reach them, at least I know there's going to be another automation text messages and that way. And what I find is that by the first one and usually 9 of the 10 times, the third one, that's when I'm going to get the yes or the rejection. And then I can get an either email to follow up as to why there is a no or someone to call. And not only are you going to be using Jobber's automation, you also want to take the steps to call as well. But as you grow and things get busier and your business grows, it's just great to know that the Jobber CRM system is already put in place these automation follow-up to help you streamline business when you can't do it yourself. So that's the first one. The next thing you want to be doing and making sure that you avoid ghosting is to automate the follow-up. Once you've booked, once you've completed the service, you want to get some feedback from the client. Not only should your team or you should have the conversation during the job, confirming satisfaction, especially if you have good vibes at the clean, if you're doing the cleaning, or if you touch base with your team and you notice that they were also happy. And then definitely if you don't have the client at the property, you definitely want to get some kind of feedback. So when you have a good vibe, whether or not you have a good vibe or not with the client, you should always want to have some kind of follow-up. And with Jobber, you can automatically request feedback after a job. And all you have to do, again, same setting, same emails and text messages, make sure that's toggled on, and then you can edit. So I've already edited, but the default setting is that you have this feedback survey where the client will be sent a message like this, and they could send from 1 to 10. Jobber would have a template already there. What I've included in my message is that my subject says, thank you, leave a review, save 10%. And that comes as an email format for this one. And I'm going to say thank you again. Thank you again for choosing us. Want to save 10% off? Leave an honest review and we'll give you 10% off your next booking. Post your review here. And then this is our Google page review link. If you have any questions about the work or service that our team has provided you, please don't hesitate to contact. So I want them to be able to have the opportunity to save, have an incentive for them to go ahead and leave the review, and then giving also a disclaimer message, like if you have any questions, like maybe they weren't happy. So instead of them going to Google, you could possibly make a message and say, hey, if there's anything that there is a concern, would love to resolve it prior to getting to Google if you want to have that message and doing so. And then it will be sent via email right after the booking. Now, this is one of the most important components of your business, and also the most important area where you never want to be ghosted, and that is being ghosted on your invoices. This is where you get paid. So prior to booking any of our clients, there is an agreement to be signed. So having those procedures and policies communicated in place also avoids any clients not wanting to pay. But should there be late payments or clients that are in busy schedules, we understand that things happen. You are also a busy entrepreneur. You're growing as a business. You cannot babysit and monitor your clients, and they need to pay on time. So with Jobber, if you do not already have automated credit cards on file, which I highly recommend, especially if you have the Grow plan, you can. But let's say you have like certain services that you don't have automated because there's different prices, and you do need your clients to pay using different forms of payment. Having an invoice follow-up is going to be very crucial for you to make sure that you're on top of your clients have a reminder, because sometimes you may feel icky having to chase people down, but with Jobber and you have the ability to literally automatically input these reminders, it's like you don't think about it. So similar to your quote follow-up, you get to set up the schedule. So how many days after you've closed the job should there be a reminder of payment? So for us, we do the same day, because majority of our clients, unless obviously we set it up prior to, majority of our clients have to pay same day payments. And that's what our first follow-up invoice is going to send on the same day by 3 p.m. is going to have to send a reminder. And then if they did not pay 3 days after, there's another reminder. So that's an automatic option. We've never had to go 3 days with our clients, but I would actually put it to a day after, because majority of my clients shouldn't take more than a day. If there are any net 15s or net 30s, the specific jobs would automatically situate that, but majority of our clients have to follow same day payments. So that would be set up. And then this is what it typically reads. This is the original template, and we keep it so. This is a reminder that payment of the invoice. And then like you see here on the right side, that's what they're going to see. And they'll also have a link to click the invoice where they can pay via the invoice, credit card, whatever that looks like, as well, easily streamlined in the Jobber system. And then also they can get a text message as well, where they'll get the link to the invoice and a link to be able to pay via debit card, credit card, and that way as well. Place so that in my business, we avoid any ghosting. We want answers. We want a yes, we want to know when it comes to invoices. We want to make sure that our clients are happy. We want to understand why they possibly aren't, because we want to make sure that we're improving our service for the next client, or we're making it up for the current client that possibly weren't happy with the service. In addition to that, we never want to be ghosted in our invoices. We only want to be paid. And I know you want the same. So hopefully this helps and gives you an idea of how to use Jobber to set up, to get paid faster, to run a smooth business, to be able to run and manage customer service seamlessly and professionally in your cleanings business. Thank you so much for following me. Be sure to subscribe for more sales, productivity, and management, helping you grow and start your cleaning business. Thank you guys. See you next week.